The twin checkers are out. Dario Franchitti is a two-time winner of the Indianapolis 500-mile race.
Many think racing is an individual sport with the drivers getting all the fame and fortune. But there are a lot of jobs in motorsports that you can make a career of. There are technical officials, Honda engineers or safety crew members that keep the drivers and race teams safe. There are TV production crews, Firestone tire technicians, and truck drivers that haul the race cars and equipment across the United States. During a race weekend, the paddock is filled with people that all have a job to do.
Hi, I'm Sarah Fisher, prior Indianapolis 500 driver, IndyCar team owner, current IndyCar pace car driver, small business owner at Speedway Indoor Karting, and 500 Festival board member. My whole family was involved in racing when I was a kid, so racing was sort of a tradition in our family. I was actually really good as a student. I just enjoyed school because I found ways to tie it to racing. You know, whether that was building a wind tunnel out of supplies at the Home Depot for my science fair project, or using some of the things I learned in calculus to figure out wing angles on my sprint car.
Now Sarah Fisher moves down to the inside, between 3 and 4. She's taken over number 2 spot. Sarah Fisher has taken over second place. You're a star!
My husband and I had started this IndyCar team that I drove for a couple years, and we wanted to start a family. So I had to step out and decide to hire someone to drive for me, and we won our first race with Ed Carpenter driving for us.
That one. Big win, buddy.
Ed Carpenter wins!
It wasn't as much about the math and the science that I used when I became a team owner. It was more about the business side and the English side, and oh my gosh, those government classes that you think, what am I learning all these things for? A lot of those things came into play when I became a business owner. My husband Andy, he deserves all the credit because he had the idea, let's build a go-kart track. Let's put it indoors, and the best location obviously is right next to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. In all honesty, this was a huge dream of ours to be able to put in a facility where the community could come and experience racing at a level that is accomplishable for anybody. Truly, at the end of the day, racing is about having fun. And that's what got me involved in racing, was that I enjoyed it, I had a lot of fun, and that gave me the opportunity to become good at it, which led to a lifelong career. As a student, to get involved in racing, you just have to become active in it. Whether that's going out to your local go-kart track and starting to ask questions of the people, going to the races and getting involved. That's really where it starts. That's how I started, and I think that's how the majority of the professionals in our sport start getting involved.
I'm Matt Johnson. I'm crew chief for the number 6 Penske racing car for Ryan Briscoe.
Ryan Briscoe with Matt Johnson, his outside front tire changer comes in.
A lot of discipline comes into when it comes to pit stops. You got to follow a certain protocol. So I stand out there and wave the driver down, try to make myself seen so he can easily spot us, getting him in to stop on his marks. After that, I change my tire, look around, making sure no one else has a problem. The air jack guy keeps the car up in the air. It's his responsibility to look around and make sure that all the tires are done. After that point, I make sure that the fuel is done. That's the last guy that should be done on the regular stop, and thereafter we send the car.
Watching Ryan Briscoe taking on 4 tires and fuel. He's away cleanly.
It's hard work. It is part of education. You have to have things figured out before you even try to get into working on these things. You just got to work your way up and stick with it.
He came so close last year. Tonight he started from pole and wasn't denied. His 7th career win in the Eyes on IndyCar Series. Ryan Briscoe wins for the first time this year.
Charles Burns, Director of Security, IndyCar Series.
Danica Patrick looks like she's making her way down to Ryan Briscoe's car. She wants to confront him about this situation.
My background was 10 years with the Indiana State Police. I spent 2 years on the road as a road trooper, and then I worked for 8 years in the governor's office on the governor's security detail. I meet with the track security, I meet with the local, the state and federal law enforcement officials, all the emergency management folks, and we talk about plans that are in place and that might need to be refined. We make sure that our venues that we participate in are safe for our participants, our officials, our drivers, and the most important thing is our fans. Without our fans, there's not going to be a race.
Oh man, is Elio upset?
Yeah.
Elio has grabbed the head of security for the
Charles,
the
he
Indy
just
Racing
laughing
League,
a little bit.
and Charles Burns, who always seems to find himself in between these little race car drivers, and Charles is a monstrous guy.
Yeah.
My neighbors, they give me a hard time. They'll turn the TV on and there I'm standing next to, Elio or Danica or Shaquille O'Neal one day or General Powell. And I think I've been doing it so long, you kind of, I don't say get used to it, but I'm honored.
Tonya Hawkins, Indianapolis Motor Speedway Director of Tickets and Credentials. Indianapolis Motor Speedway Ticket Office, this is Tonya speaking. How can I help you? My responsibilities include facilitating the production and distribution of all tickets and credentials for the Indianapolis 500, Brickyard 400, and Red Bull Indianapolis GP. We are constantly assisting customers who call in to purchase tickets, educating them about our stands, where to sit, where to park, what access they may have in terms of credentials, and just assisting the general public in terms of fan experience. Being in school, one of the toughest things I think is speaking in front of a group or an audience, and the more experience I have speaking and talking with individuals gives me more confidence to help guests here at the Speedway. It's a great feeling to know that when the race starts and the green flag drops, that 250,000 plus people are here sitting in their seats and enjoying the event, and knowing that all winter we've worked to personally touch those tickets and help those people enjoy our events.
Terry Lingner, producer for the IndyCar Series. I'll tell you what, we're going to blow off through the field until he gets through this pack. This is too good of stuff. We'll stay with this action right now. We're going to change my mind. That's good. The best thing I think I can do to describe it is almost like a football game analogy. The producer really is the coach. He's taking full responsibility for the show. So all the pre-planning, for the most part, has to run through the producer, has to make sure that the content is right, the commercials get in, and once we're on the air, it's real similar to a coach that would call the plays. And right next to me is the director, and he would be the quarterback. So he's got a chance to call audibles. He has to have the knowledge and the quick thinking to stay with the stories, but the producer has to kind of shape where the show is going. Here I want to do a rejoin. I'll show you the leader is Marco Andretti, then I want to get to the replay of Carpenter, and then we'll come back and go through the field. I think the one key ingredient I would say to be an effective producer is the ability to listen to an awful lot of things at once. 10, 9 to the rejoin, then I'll give you all's clear, stand by. 4, 3 to the rejoin, 2, 1, here it is, and go please. Can I get a little lower third title card?
We have no screens, Terry.
Thank you, no problem. And there's our leader, Marco Andretti, font 2. At any given time when I'm doing a race, I've got the graphics people trying to help us add the graphics. I've got the videotape operators trying to help us get replays on. Obviously, I have to listen to the announcers.
And if you can't keep the gas mesh, whoa, look at the aggressiveness.
Dixon.
There,
Yeah.
Was that Dixon?
Yeah.
See him?
Dixon
Awesome.
he's on the move. He's up to 7th position now.
I've always said to young people that they should let their passion drive what they want to do. At 4th grade, I was still hoping I could be an NBA player, but quickly, by about the time I got into 7th or 8th grade, I knew I didn't grow enough. And quite frankly, I found out I wasn't going to be good enough. But I found another way to be involved with sports, and I've been living my passion for over 30 years, and it's never felt like work.
All those subjects you study in school somehow translates into everyday life, and that you actually benefit from so greatly